is a sensory and emotional experience, and it may be associated with damage or injury, but doesn't have to be. It can just feel like it is.
Infants share the innate human response to express their own pain. They cry. This human experience is one of the only intimacies that people from around the globe have participated in. From there, human nature takes control in its unique, unreplicatable way. We learn to express pain in separate ways from tears, based on geographical location and our parents' beliefs. Our first example of this is a child located in Southwest Asia, where the expression of pain is diluted, and children are encouraged to not exhibit their pain outwardly. Cultural values revolve around self-conduct, and the experience of pain is hidden as it is viewed as having poor social skills. They learn to hide their pain and will be less likely to ask for assistance in the future. Our second child is located in Central America. Pain within the different types of cultures flourishing there is a general understanding that they are known to express their pain verbally. It takes nurses and doctors to explain that the need for pain medication will make for a quicker recovery. Convincing them to accept the medication is key. The third and final child is located in the Asian Pacific region. Within the Asian cultures, it is more common for Stoicism to come into play, which is based heavily on cultural values of self-conduct. In this culture, someone who is outward and complains about their pain is seen to have lacking social skills, as pain is often seen as a religious experience. One of the most important aspects in their culture is interactions with people, as well as respecting their religious beliefs. So a single person shouldn't be drawing attention to themselves, especially in a way that could be regarded as negative.
The final factor that could determine the response to an expression of pain is gender. Pain is not exempt from the stereotypes of gender. When pain is conceptualized by gender, many set lines are built that stay ingrained into society. The idea that a man is stronger and can endure more pain than a woman was a proposition set long ago that is still very prominent in modern society across the globe in many countries. It is found that the instilled thought of the gender pain gap is set in childhood. When small children have an accident occur, boys and girls were found to show a very similar reaction behaviorally, physically, and vocally. But where the idea that boys experience pain better than girls is that girls and women receive more attention and comfort when in pain than boys and men do. When put to the test, women were favored to react in increased levels in comparison to a man. Even once equal experiments were conducted and reactions were recorded, it to be almost the same in comparison. Judges still favored the idea of men processing pain better than women. The objectified stereotype of the gender pain gap is a real threat to the lives of men and women around the world, as this leads to doctors not being able to correctly diagnose and treat their patients due to instilled bias. The way in which we interpret pain is usually through social exposure to those around us, thus developing behavior reactions to certain situations. In Asian cultures, reactions to pain are held at high standards. People are expected to not show any emotion no matter how intense the pain is. This is believed to have originated from the instilled Stoicism in many Asian countries, whereas in comparison, African Americans and Hispanics in many cases usually are told to show emotion when in pain to help lead to a solution. The way many African Americans are reported to help when one of their friends or family members is in pain is by praying and seeking help spiritually. Many Hispanic people believe that their pain can only be cured by physicians and medicine. In a study done by the University of Houston, they found that when interviewed, those who are Caucasian and African American define pain as a negative experience. They find pain to be negative as it is an annoying inconvenience to their day, whereas Hispanics and Asians were found to report pain as a more positive experience. They find pain to be more positive because of a spiritual reasoning. They see experiencing pain as a sign that their body is giving them a problem that they can handle, otherwise it would not have been given to them. There are different ways of having people show their pain to their doctors. 3 main scales have been created for the purpose of understanding pain by referencing another's outward expression of their own. The first one is the verbal pain scale. A doctor or nurse would ask a patient, "How's your pain?" on a scale of 1 to 10. The patient would be at the ripe age of understanding to respond coherently and correctly. The second scale in use today is the FACES scale. This scale is typically used with children who can't express their pain in words and point to the faces that express different levels of pain.
A lower number on the scoring system, we have to give this medication first. If it's a higher number, then we do a stronger medication.
The third and final scale in use today is observing body language. This is normally associated with infants who cannot voice their pain.
So there's different pictures that they can use. Our little babies or kids that are nonverbal, we have scales where it will be based on, are they grimacing? Are they crying? Can they be comforted?
Throughout a majority of Southwest Asian countries, homeopathic remedies are seen as the solution to a multitude of different ailments for thousands of years. Homeopathic remedies are guided by the principles of yin and yang, the 5 elements, as well as the bodily organs. Remedies are used to ignite the body's natural healing mechanisms. When using herbal antidotes, prescriptions are designed for the person, not the illness, based on physical and emotional criteria. The use of natural herbs and medicine is favored over the use of modernized Western medicine. The American view on life is one of great expectations, a life full of beliefs that all wishes will be granted in a matter of time due to the sophisticated advancements of society. When in pain, there are many reactions. Some believe that pain is a religious experience that is supposed to happen and is just a way of life, whereas others believe that pain is something given as a challenge that should not have ever happened to them in the first place. The American view on pain is a negative one, a view that pain is curable and avoidable in many cases, so when an accident occurs, an immediate course of action is taken to manage and cure said pain that ensues.
See a healthcare professional in the room, they're crying more, complaining of more pain, and then we notice when we leave the room, then maybe they're laughing and giggling on the phone or with their family members. That's kind of what I've seen.
Okay. It is stated that in the United States, when in pain, people look to the doctors for management, specifically a management plan that cures them to almost 98%, since that is what is societally acceptable as healthy and pain-free. Doctors report that many management plans are successful for 50% recovery, but these plans are not accepted by patients, as being considered 50% pain-free is not healthy and makes life unmanageable. High-set treatment expectations are simply unattainable in modern-day society as time goes on, though doctors are beginning to offer treatment and management plans with full transparency of what the outcomes will be to patients.
My name is Amelia Swift, or if you want my title as well, I'm Dr. Amelia Swift. I'm a reader in health professional education at the University of Birmingham. So in a household where you've got lots of different people living together, so a multi-generational Indian household, for example, there will often be a lot of caregiving by the younger people in that household for the older people in that household, whereas in a white family, a white indigenous family from the UK, there isn't so much of that multi-generational caretaking happening, and the caretaking would be expected to be done by other people. There's a lot less.
Gender, age, education, socioeconomic status, the relative power of the participants in the conversation, and whether the person in pain is speaking in their mother tongue or another language, all affect a person's experience of pain. It is vital to understand how others experience and communicate their pain, as it is one of the most basic human experiences that connects us all. By learning how others may be communicating their pain and by acknowledging the differences, we can understand one another without needing to learn languages or traveling. Once we understand our own and others' pain, we can work together to solve pain as a whole instead of as an individual.